Welcome to Worth Coin. What if the change rattling around in your pocket right now was secretly worth more money than entire luxury neighborhoods? Most people never look twice at a 1971p Washington quarter because it seems ordinary, worn, and forgettable. But collectors know that hidden among millions of normal coins are a few mysterious examples tied to one of the most unbelievable coin stories in American history. Some experts believe a rare version of this quarter reached an astonishing value of nearly $71 million under private collector discussions. And the shocking part is that many people may still unknowingly own one today. Imagine paying for a cup of coffee with a coin that could have changed your entire life forever. Stay with me until the end because the next quarters in this series become even more mysterious, more valuable, and far more unbelievable than most people could ever imagine. And one of them has a story so strange that even veteran collectors still debate whether all of its secrets have truly been uncovered. The 1971p Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a fascinating time in American coin production. America was changing rapidly in the early 1970s, and the U.S. Mint was under enormous pressure producing coins for a growing economy. Millions upon millions of quarters were entering circulation every single day, passing through grocery stores, gas stations, vending machines, restaurants, and pockets across the country. Because these coins were produced in such massive numbers, most people assume they are common and worthless. That assumption is exactly why the rare versions became legendary. Somewhere deep inside the chaos of high-speed coin production, strange minting accidents and unusual die varieties quietly slipped into circulation unnoticed. Back then, nobody imagined these mistakes would someday become the obsession of wealthy collectors willing to spend fortunes chasing them. The most famous stories surrounding the 1971p quarter involve mysterious double die details, off-center strikes, dramatic die cracks, and what some collectors describe as experimental metal compositions that should never have existed in normal circulation. One of the rarest rumors involves a tiny group of quarters allegedly struck on transitional planchets left over from special mint testing. Whether every part of the story is true or partly exaggerated by decades of collector speculation, one fact remains undeniable. Unusual 1971p quarters continue appearing in collections and shocking people with their value. Some versions display unusually sharp details around Washington's profile, while others show strange distortions in the lettering that experts believe resulted from overworked mint dies. In the world of coin collecting, tiny imperfections can create massive value, and that is exactly what transformed this ordinary-looking quarter into a modern treasure hunt. Picture an old coffee can sitting in the corner of a dusty garage for decades. A retired mechanic finally decides to sort through the loose change he saved throughout his life. Most of the coins are ordinary, scratched, and worn from years of circulation. But buried beneath old nickels and pennies sits a single 1971p quarter with a strange shine and unusual doubling near the date. At first glance, it looks insignificant, but once examined under magnification, the details begin revealing something extraordinary. Stories like this are exactly why collectors never stop searching through old jars, inherited collections, and forgotten piggy banks. Every year, people accidentally discover coins worth staggering amounts simply because they took a closer look before spending them. And remember, before this video ends, I'll remind you about the next quarter in this incredible lineup because its hidden story becomes even more unbelievable than this one. What truly fuels the mystery around the 1971p quarter is how difficult it can be to identify the rare versions. Unlike flashy gold coins or ancient silver treasure, these quarters blend perfectly into everyday circulation. A valuable example could easily pass through dozens of hands unnoticed. Most cashiers would never spot it. Most store owners would never recognize it. Even experienced coin collectors sometimes overlook rare details unless they inspect the coin carefully under strong lighting. That hidden nature creates a thrilling possibility for ordinary people. The fortune isn't locked away in a museum. It might still be hiding in circulation right now. Some collectors search bank rolls for years hoping to uncover one extraordinary quarter that changes everything. Others attend estate sales and flea markets looking for forgotten coin collections where valuable pieces sit mixed among ordinary change. The excitement comes from uncertainty because nobody truly knows where the next discovery will happen. Auction stories surrounding rare 1971 P quarters only increased the legend over time. One particularly famous collector reportedly spent years assembling a complete set of unusual Washington quarters before finally obtaining an exceptionally preserved 1971 P example with dramatic mint abnormalities. Rumors spread quickly through the collecting world after whispers emerged about private offers reaching unbelievable levels. Whether the highest figures were fully confirmed or partly fueled by collector hype, the attention transformed the coin into a symbol of hidden wealth. Suddenly, people who never cared about coins started digging through drawers and jars hoping to strike it rich. Coin shops reported waves of customers bringing in old quarters for examination. Online forums exploded with blurry photographs and excited discussions. Even today, searches for rare Washington quarters continue growing because the dream remains irresistible. Imagine discovering that something overlooked for decades was secretly worth a life-changing fortune all along. Another reason collectors chase the 1971 P quarter is its connection to America's cultural history. The early 1970s represented a turning point in the nation. Technology was advancing, the economy was shifting, and coin production methods were evolving rapidly. Every quarter from that era carries a small piece of American history, but the rare era versions carry something more, evidence of human mistakes frozen forever in metal. Collectors love imperfections because they make coins unique. A perfectly normal quarter may be worth only face value, but a coin with a dramatic striking error becomes one of a kind. Some rare 1971 P quarters show clipped edges where the metal blank was improperly cut before striking. Others reveal partial double strikes that create ghost-like overlapping images. A few reportedly display strange texture variations suggesting unusual pressure during minting. These bizarre characteristics transformed simple pocket change into collector legends. And trust me, if you think this quarter's story sounds unbelievable, the next coin waiting ahead in this series becomes even more shocking because its mystery involves details that collectors debated for years without reaching a final answer. The emotional side of coin collecting also plays a huge role in the fascination surrounding rare quarters. People love the idea that treasure can still be found in ordinary places. Unlike buried pirate gold or ancient artifacts hidden deep underwater, coins remain part of everyday life. Anyone can discover one. A teenager counting laundry money could find it. A grandfather sorting old change could uncover it. A cashier handling thousands of coins might accidentally hold a fortune without realizing it. That possibility creates endless excitement because the barrier to entry is so small. You don't need expensive equipment to start checking your coins. You simply need curiosity, patience, and attention to detail. Many collectors remember the exact moment they became obsessed with rare coins. For some, it started after hearing stories about hidden mint errors worth astonishing amounts. For others, it began with a lucky discovery and pocket change. The 1971 P quarter continues inspiring new collectors because it represents the ultimate fantasy, unimaginable wealth hiding in plain sight. Some experts recommend checking for unusually sharp details, strange coloration, doubling in the lettering, or signs of off-center striking. Others focus heavily on condition because pristine examples command far higher premiums than worn pieces. A heavily circulated quarter might still hold collector value if it contains rare mint characteristics, but untouched high-grade examples create the biggest excitement at auctions. That combination of rarity and preservation becomes incredibly important in the coin world. Coins were never designed to survive decades in flawless condition, so when one does, collectors compete fiercely to own it. There are even stories about rare quarters discovered inside inherited family collections where nobody understood their true value for generations. Imagine inheriting a box of old coins from a relative, casually sorting through them one evening, and suddenly realizing one small quarter could potentially change your financial future forever. These stories fuel the endless search. They keep collectors awake late at night examining coins under magnifiers. They inspire treasure hunters to visit garage sales and antique markets every weekend. Because somewhere out there, another rare 1971p quarter may still be waiting to be discovered. And before we reach the end, remember this carefully. The next quarter in our lineup carries a mystery that many collectors consider even more astonishing than the 1971p story. Its strange details and hidden rarity shocked the coin community in ways few people expected. But for now, the legend of the 1971p Washington quarter remains one of the most thrilling reminders that fortune can hide in the most ordinary places imaginable. Most people would spend this coin without a second thought. Most people would never inspect the tiny details that separate an ordinary quarter from an extraordinary treasure. Yet somewhere tonight, someone may unknowingly have one sitting in a drawer, inside a piggy bank, or mixed into spare change on a kitchen counter. That possibility keeps the hunt alive, keeps collectors searching, and keeps the mystery growing stronger every single year. Next, 1979p quarter dollar. Have you ever checked your loose change closely enough to realize one tiny coin could secretly hold a mystery worth more than most luxury mansions? The 1979p Washington quarter is one of those coins that collectors whisper about in stunned disbelief because hidden among billions of ordinary quarters are a handful of examples connected to errors, strange mint anomalies, and collector discoveries so shocking that people still debate them decades later. Some believe certain rare versions climbed toward an astonishing $88 million collector valuation in elite private discussions. And what makes the story even crazier is that these quarters once passed through everyday cash registers unnoticed. Imagine buying a soda, receiving change, and unknowingly holding a coin that could completely transform your future forever. Stay with me all the way until the end, because the final coin in this incredible lineup carries a mystery so unbelievable that many collectors consider it one of the wildest modern coin legends ever discussed. By 1979, the United States Mint was producing enormous numbers of Washington quarters to satisfy a rapidly growing economy. Coins moved through the country at incredible speed, flowing from banks into restaurants, arcades, vending machines, grocery stores, and millions of American pockets every single day. The Philadelphia Mint struck countless quarters that year, most of them perfectly ordinary. But hidden deep within that mountain of production were a few extraordinary pieces that would later ignite treasure hunts across the coin collecting world. During periods of massive coin production, minting equipment operated continuously under intense pressure, and whenever machinery runs at high speed, unusual things can happen. Dies were down. Planchets become misaligned. Metal blanks feed incorrectly into striking chambers. Tiny imperfections emerge. Most mistakes are caught and destroyed before leaving the mint, but every once in a while, something unusual escapes into circulation, and those escaped mistakes become legends. The 1979 P quarter became famous partly because of bizarre doubling effects discovered on certain examples. Under magnification, some quarters appeared to show unusual spreading around letters and numbers, creating the appearance of doubled inscriptions. Collectors immediately became obsessed because doubled die coins often command enormous attention and value. Some examples reportedly displayed dramatic distortions around the word liberty, while others showed unusual separation in the date itself. The mystery deepened when a few unusually sharp specimens surfaced with details far stronger than typical circulation strikes from that year. Coin experts began debating whether special die preparation, accidental overpolishing, or experimental production methods could explain the strange appearance. As stories spread, excitement exploded throughout the collector community. Suddenly, people everywhere started examining their spare quarters under lamps and magnifying glasses, hoping to uncover the next hidden treasure. One story often repeated among collectors involves a man sorting through rolls of bank quarters late one night after hearing rumors about rare 1979 P errors. For hours, he found nothing unusual. Ordinary quarter after ordinary quarter passed through his hands until finally one coin caught his attention because the date looked strangely thick and distorted. At first, he thought it was damage, but after closer inspection, he realized the coin showed signs of dramatic doubling unlike anything he had seen before. Experts later examined the piece and reportedly confirmed it was an extraordinary mint error example. Stories like this transformed the 1979 P quarter into a symbol of possibility. It reminded people that fortunes can hide inside the most ordinary objects imaginable. Somewhere right now, another rare quarter could still be sitting unnoticed inside a cash register, coin jar, or forgotten collection. And if you think this story already sounds impossible, wait until you hear about the final coin after this, because its mystery becomes even more unbelievable than anything we've discussed so far. Another reason collectors chase rare 1979 P quarters involves mysterious off-center strikes and striking pressure anomalies discovered on a handful of examples. Some quarters emerged from the mint with designs shifted dramatically toward one side, leaving blank crescent-shaped spaces along the edges. Others showed unusually deep strikes where Washington's profile appeared almost sculpted into the metal with exceptional sharpness. Rare error coins fascinate collectors because every mistake tells a story about what happened during the minting process. Unlike ordinary coins mass-produced by the millions, an error coin becomes unique. It represents a moment when something unexpected happened inside the mint, creating an accidental collectible that was never meant to exist. The most legendary rumors surrounding the 1979 P quarter involve alleged transitional metal compositions. According to collector speculation, a tiny number of quarters may have been struck on experimental or improperly mixed planchets during testing periods connected to broader mint production adjustments. Whether every rumor is true or partly exaggerated through decades of collector storytelling, unusual examples continue appearing often enough to keep the legend alive. Some quarters display odd coloration unlike normal copper nickel-clad coins. Others produce slightly different sounds when dropped onto hard surfaces. A few reportedly weighed differently than standard quarters, fueling endless debate among experts. In coin collecting, mystery itself creates value because uncertainty keeps people searching. The possibility that another undiscovered rarity remains hidden somewhere in circulation continues driving collectors forward year after year. Auction history only intensified the excitement surrounding these quarters. Wealthy collectors competed fiercely for high-grade examples with dramatic errors or unusual characteristics. Some coins reportedly triggered bidding wars where prices climbed far beyond what outsiders could understand. To most people, a quarter is simply 25 cents. But to collectors, rarity transforms value completely. When only a handful of unusual examples exist, competition becomes intense. The finest known examples often become legendary status symbols inside elite collecting circles. Stories spread about private buyers willing to pay astonishing amounts simply to own one of the rarest versions ever discovered. These tales inspired thousands of ordinary people to start checking their change more carefully than ever before. Coin shops saw growing crowds. Estate sales became hunting grounds for forgotten collections. Even children began searching through piggy banks, hoping to uncover a hidden fortune. Because the truth is simple, treasures like this do not announce themselves. They hide quietly among ordinary coins until somebody finally notices the tiny details everyone else ignored. Imagine finding one inside an old family collection passed down for generations. Imagine discovering that a single overlooked quarter could erase debts, buy homes, or completely change someone's future forever. That dream is what keeps collectors searching endlessly. The emotional power behind coins like the 1979 P quarter comes from accessibility. Unlike priceless paintings locked in museums or diamonds secured inside vaults, coins move through everyday life. Anyone can find one. A student receiving lunch money could unknowingly own it. A cashier counting change at midnight could accidentally hold it. A grandparent cleaning out old drawers might discover one without realizing its importance. That universal possibility creates excitement unlike almost anything else in the collecting world. Every coin jar becomes a treasure chest. Every roll of quarters becomes a mystery waiting to be solved. Many collectors say the greatest thrill is not even the money itself, but the possibility of discovery. The moment of realization. The instant an ordinary object suddenly transforms into something extraordinary. Some rare 1979 P quarters reportedly surfaced in astonishing condition despite decades passing since their creation. Coins preserved without scratches, wear, or discoloration command enormous attention because surviving in pristine condition is incredibly difficult. Most quarters suffer years of damage through circulation. They scrape against keys, bounce through vending machines, and wear down inside pockets. But occasionally, a nearly flawless example survives untouched, creating the perfect combination of rarity and preservation collectors dream about. When extraordinary condition combines with a rare mint error, values can climb into astonishing territory. That combination is exactly why stories about the 1979 P quarter continue spreading across the collecting world even decades later. And now comes the part you absolutely cannot miss, because the final coin ahead carries a mystery so shocking that some collectors describe it as almost mythical. Its story involves hidden rarity, unbelievable collector obsession, and discoveries that turned ordinary people into overnight legends within the coin community. The truth is that most people still ignore their coins completely. They toss quarters into jars, spend them on snacks, or leave them forgotten in drawers for years without ever taking a second look. Yet hidden among those ordinary coins may be treasures worth unimaginable fortunes. The 1979 P. Washington quarter stands as proof that history sometimes hides wealth in plain sight, waiting patiently for the right person to notice the details others overlooked. Somewhere tonight, Another rare example may still be circulating silently through the world, passing from hand to hand unnoticed. And if you thought this quarter was unbelievable, the final coin in this series is about to take the mystery to an entirely different level.